Hello fellow YouTubers, this is Machine King's Profile. Today I'm going to go and talk about mainly the Cyber Dragon and Kaiju deck. Without further ado, let's go ahead, dive in, and let's get started. Alright, one of the main staples of the deck is going to be 3 Cyber Dragon core. The beauty of this card is while it's on the field or in the graveyard, its name is treated as Cyber Dragon. When you normal summon this card, you can go add a spell or trap that has Cyber in its name from your deck and add it to your hand. When this is in the graveyard, you can go and you can pitch it and banish it, and you can go and special summon a Cyber Dragon from your deck. I run 3 of those. Next up, I run 3 Cyber Dragon Drei. Cyber Dragon Drei is a really good card to get out Nova, to get out Infinity, because when this card is normal summoned to the field, it makes all other Cyber Dragons on the field to level 5, which can give you an instant Nova and can give you an instant Infinity. I run 3 of those. Next up is the true staple of the deck, the Cyber Dragons. 3 generic Cyber Dragons, and obviously you know their effect. When your opponent has a monster on his side of the field and you have none, you can special summon this card from your hand. I run 3 Cyber Dragons. Now, a little wrinkle I run in the deck is I also play 2 Toon Cyber Dragons. What this does is allows us just to get 2 other cards that have Cyber Dragon in its name in the deck, and because this is one of the newer Toon monsters, it won't be destroyed when Toon World's not on the field, so you can still special summon it with its effect and get all the benefits of a regular Cyber Dragon. And now to get to the Kaiju part of it, I play 3 star-destroying Kaijus. This is a wonderful card because not only is it a machine, it goes well with the deck because it takes out opponents' monsters that prohibit targeting and not affected by card effects, because all you're doing is just tributing an opponent's monster on their side of the field and special summoning this puppy. It's great for Chimeratech Fortress Dragon. You can only do it once per turn, but it's still a great card and I highly recommend it. And now, because mostly every card in this deck is light to honest, for obvious reasons, it's honest. I run 1 Cyber Dragon Zwei, just because its name is treated as Cyber Dragon. I personally don't really like this card very well, but it's a good name card, and it can replace with other Cyber Dragon cards if you wish. You want to do another Toon or something like that. Lastly, I call the big mother, Cyber Eltanin. Sorry I butchered the name, but his effect is if you just go ahead, banish every single Cyber Dragon on the field in your grave, it gets all the attack times 500. So that's a good old beat stick and get on the field and knock opponents out real quick. Alright, that's all the monster cards I run in this deck. Now you go to Magic cards, I run 3 Toon Table of Contents, mainly just to search out the Cyber Dragons, the Toon Cyber Dragons that is. But a good trick that I like to use just to cut down your deck is when I play 1, I'll search out the other 2 Table of Contents, play that, and then when the last one, I'll go ahead and get the Cyber Dragon. Then I'll play 3 Power Bond. Power Bond's a great card because what it does, you take the cards from your hand or on the field, or I apologize, it's on the field, not your hand, and you go and summon a fusion monster from your fusion deck, and its attack is doubled, and it gets to keep that attack, but the downside of Power Bond is you lose life points equal to the original monster's attack. The main thing I want to do with Power Bond is get out Pair Cycroid. That is one of my favorite cards in this deck, but we'll talk about him here in a little bit. But I run 3 Power Bond. Alright, 3 Cyber Repair Plant. Just because you can use you can use the Core's effect to get a magic or trap card, and this is the main card that I go for, because this just allows you to get all kinds of goodies, and it is a staple magic card for the deck. Alright, I run one Machine Duplication, and what Machine Duplication does, as most of you know, is you tribute a monster on your side of the field, or you target, you target one monster on your side of the field that has very puny attack points, but you summon monsters, 2 more of those from your deck. So what I do is I combine that with the core, and because this card is treated as Cyber Dragon, when you go and search for it in your deck, obviously that allows you to bring out 2 more Cyber Dragons, which is awesome. Alright. I run one Magnet Reverse. This is the newer card I just put in the deck, and I absolutely love it. What it allows you to do is to go get monsters that cannot be normal summoned or set from your graveyard and special summon them. So what this is really great with is with your Infinity if it's in the graveyard, because then you can special summon the Infinity back and then use the Infinity's effect to go get a face-up monster and use it as a material. This is a great combo. And you can also use it to go and get a Kaiju. So it's an awesome great material that you can go and get other stuff. Alright. One limited removal. Pretty standard card. Doubles monster's attack, and you lose at the end of the turn. One Forbidden Dress, just because it's a good card just to save a card for 1 turn, and just protect your monsters just for 1 quick bang. I run one Scapegoat, just for the sole purpose of DNA surgery, to make it all machines. Good way to get out Chimeratech Dragon. Ancient Rules, just lets you special summon 1 level 5 from your hand, aka Cyber Dragon. Cybernetic Fusion Support. This is kind of just a desperate move that I want to use if I'm ever in a pickle. It takes a lot of life points to use this card, but it's always in the deck if you really need a Hail Mary. Fusion Substitute. I mean, I like this a little bit better than Polymerization just because of its effect when it's in the grave, but that's just a personal preference for me. And then lastly, of the magic cards, Overload Fusion. This is for a dark monster, so you have to make sure that there's a couple Cyber Dragon monsters that are dark, and it's just mainly just to bring those out. Alright, moving on to trap cards. Because Power Bond, you have to use the attack of the original monster. That way the trap card I combine with that is Waboku, just because it reduces all the damage you take to 0, and it's a good little safety net when you use Power Bond. I run 3 of those. I ran 1 for a little while, but I upped it to 2 just because of MST and other things. But I run 2 DNA surgeries. It's a great way to make your opponent's monsters, especially magicians or even dragons, to machines. And the beauty of it is when your opponent's monsters are machines, unless you bring out Chimeratech Dragon, because you don't need a fusion card or a polymerization card of that matter to get this on the field. You just use monsters on the field, which is great because then even if your opponent has 1 or 2 monsters and then no back row, you can get rid of his monsters, special some of that for 2,000 beat stick to the face. So I love it. Love that combo. Never got a chance to fully use this card yet. It's one of the cards I'm not really fond of, but it's good at what it does. Especially when you're banishing some cards in the deck. It brings the banished monsters out from being banished, and special summons them. It's a little weight card, but I've never really used it yet, but I like it in the deck for what it does. And lastly, yep, I run it. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. People bash this card because it's cheesy, but I love the effect of it. You just go, protect your monster from 1 strike, it goes right back down and use it again next turn. But that is all the cards in my normal deck. So I'm going to go, my main deck rather. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the extra deck. And in the extra deck, staple that I use is 3 Cyber Dragon Nova. 3 Novas, obviously, to get Infinity. You know, with the effect of Drei, and you have all the other Cyber Dragons and that kind of stuff, it's just a good way. It's easy to get out in this deck. I run 3 of those. And then I run two Cyber Dragon Infinities. Love this card. Staple of the deck. Main card you want to get out. Has an amazing effect. 300 attack for every material attached to it. You can pitch material, negate an effect once per turn, or card effect. It's a great card, and as I said before, you can go and you can pair that with Magnet Release. If it ever gets destroyed, it gives you right back. And it's a great card, and it's the best card in the deck. I run 3 Chimeratech Fortress Dragons just because of the not having to use polymerization is just a great kicker, and having a machine deck, it's just a great thing to do, and I absolutely love it. Two Cyber Twin Dragons just because it can attack twice, and if it's used with Power Bond here, if it's used with Power Bond, you know, you can go and get double the attack for double attack. 2 attacks for double the attack of 56, which is great. Two Chimeratech Rampage Dragon. Just to knock out your opponent's back row, because whatever many how many ever monsters are used to fuse this, you can destroy that many spell or traps, which is amazing for that back row, because I don't run Twin Twister. 2 Pair Cycroids. I love this card almost more than Infinity just because it can attack directly. I use Power Bond to double its attack to 3,200. I have a card on the way that is not in this deck profile, but it is called Fusion Weapon. Fusion Weapon. And when Fusion Weapon comes, I will add that to my deck list at the end here. But when Fusion Weapon is attached to Power Bond to 32, Fusion Weapon gets it up to 47, and then you can go and use limited removal to double that for a 1-turn kill. It is a great thing to use, and I absolutely love this card. Love it, love it, love it. And lastly, the last card I use is the Cyber Dragon, just because it is a big old beat stick of attack points. If you use Power Bond, it will double its attack. Takes a decent bit to get it on the field, but it's there if you need it, and if you ever get in a pickle. But that is my deck profile for Cyber Dragons and my Kaiju deck. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you all for watching. God bless.